Hello and welcome back to the 33480 podcast, the town of Palm Beach. I am joined by a very special guest today. His name is Dr. Eric Fishman, former head of orthopedics at Good Samaritan Hospital. Amongst many other incredible things, he is an entrepreneur, man of many talents, and he's also known as Dr. MONQ because he created an unbelievable product called MONQ. And he is here joining us to tell you all about it. And so we are so thrilled to have him. Welcome, Dr. MONQ.
Megan,
so good to have you.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm delighted to be here. And in fact, I know you through the podcast you did with Diana Davis. Wonderful person, wonderful podcast. And I was also in this room a few months ago with Glenn Fetzner, the founder of My Living Media.
I saw that.
And it was a lot of fun then, and it's delightful to be here.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you. I saw that episode with Glenn. It was fantastic, and it got me really interested in your product. So I stalked you. You have obviously a very impressive background. This product seems amazing. So can you tell us basically, for the people who haven't heard of MONQ, basically what it is and how you started, how and why you started this?
Thank you for asking. So the company MONQ is a wellness company. Okay. We provide aromatherapy, but in a non-standard fashion. And so MONQ, the product, is a personal aromatherapy diffuser.
Ooh, okay.
It comes packaged like this, and you have one that's out of the package.
Very cool. Okay.
And so I'm going to open this by popping the top off. Yours is already out. And here is the device.
Wow.
It's called by many names. It's called by many names. A MONQ personal aromatherapy diffuser is the one that we prefer. And inside of this device is a blend of essential oils.
Okay.
And a lot of people use essential oils. They put a room diffuser. And if we have time, I'll tell you why that is not the most effective and most efficient way of using
Ooh, I use one of those. Okay.
They're not bad per se. They're dangerous for pets.
Yeah.
They spill. They get on your skin. There's a lot of problems with them. We also sell them. So it's not a terrible thing, but I believe that this is better. And so to use this, and we have two ways of using this, and I've provided you with what we call the air tip method, and I'll show you that in a moment. But there's a little hole in the end. There's a crystal at the other. And so I'm going to breathe in.
Ooh, and it
hold
lights
it,
up.
And breathe out.
Okay.
I'm not smoking because by definition, smoking is when something's burning. This isn't smoke. This is mist.
Okay.
Thousands of years ago, people would sit by the fire and they would put essential oils in a pot and they would boil up and they would get the essential oil mist. That's what happens here. And if you'd like to try using the air tip method, again,
so you
hold the air tip away from your mouth and put the little white piece
part, right?
in this way.
Oh, I'm putting it the wrong side.
Well, no, just put it near your nose.
Oh, wait. Okay, so you put this side near your nose, the other side.
And I think I have one, and I can show you.
I smell it. It smells really good.
It smells great.
Really good.
When we walk into the warehouse that has them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's delicious.
It's a phenomenal.
Ooh.
It is.
And also this one is called Happy. Okay.
And so I think you figured it out. But
I think I'm doing it the right way. You tell me.
You put this here and you just squeeze
and you just pinch it.
You pinch it. And you can smell it.
Delicious.
And so that's a non-breathing it into your mouth way.
Okay.
And there's a lot of reasons why breathing it in the mouth and doing it exactly like I showed you, which has an ugly name. It's called retronasal inhalation.
Oh.
And I'll explain. But you are breathing it into your mouth.
Okay.
Holding it, breathing it out your nose. And if you're interested in understanding why that's so important, we can go into that. But that's one of the main advantages of using MONQ and why it's so effective and why after just a short period of time we ended up with hundreds of thousands of followers on Facebook.
Wow. Yeah.
We've sold over 1 million of these devices because it works.
No, first of all, it smells incredible. Second of all, I don't know any other product like this that exists. I've never seen anything like it. So that's amazing. And I could see it being really successful. So
in 2014, I founded this company.
Okay.
And in all modesty, invented the personal aromatherapy diffuser industry. We now have people who've copied it.
Okay.
But this didn't exist before I started it.
You are the OG.
Yeah.
You are the original. The original. So Okay, so on that note, you're a physician, obviously.
Yes.
So what inspired you to basically, you became essentially a wellness entrepreneur, if you will, right? Like how did you transition or what made you think of this idea?
I had the pleasure of having a very busy medical practice, and I started one of my practices in downtown West Palm Beach.
Okay.
As was mentioned, was the Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Good Samaritan Hospital. Started a practice called Gold Coast Orthopedics that had about a dozen orthopedic surgeons. And I treated a lot of patients, one at a time. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could invent something, if I could do something that would make people better many at a time?
Yeah.
And that was the thought behind this. And so
Ooh.
we've ended up, I think, helping over 1 million people with this. We've sold over 1 million of these devices, and most people who use it love it. We have stickers saying, "Love MONQ." And so I think I've accomplished part of my goal. I wanted to help millions. And as we'll go over, there were some ripples in the road to get to here. It's now 12 years later, and everybody knows about COVID, but that was, in a sense, the least of my issues in this company. But things that are like COVID, and that it's an external factor that just sort of hit me with the bat, got me unstable, and then I got up because it's my nature, and I kept going. We've helped 1 million people, I believe, with this company so far. And as you'll hear, as we're speaking today, I would like to have a partner to get us to tens of millions. And we've danced with some of them, and it's time to do that again.
I love that. Let's do it. So how many different flavors do you have?
That's a wonderful question. I get asked it occasionally.
Okay.
None. Flavors are things like strawberry.
Yeah,
and
that
we
makes
have
sense.
competitors, if you will, that sell flavored things.
Yes.
I won't mention the name. MONQ has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
These are aromatherapy blends.
Ooh, that sounds classier.
There's a lot of physiology about why using more than one essential oil at a time is beneficial.
Okay.
And there are some ecological reasons why using this methodology is better, because it's so efficient that just a tiny bit of essential oils, you don't have to be harvesting thousands of acres of lavender to get the effect. But so if I can show.
Oh, I love that
this,
packaging.
We have 5 blends in this package. Thank you.
This one is, I'm just curious, Ocean. Ooh.
And so here in Palm Beach, we spend a lot of time by the ocean.
We do.
And we came up with the phrase, feel the way you want.
Oh,
We
I
got
like
a trademark on it, and you can feel focused. You can feel happy. You can feel sleepy. You can feel zen. And feeling ocean, it's energized.
Okay,
it's
I was gonna ask.
outdoorsy, and it doesn't really fit with the names. These are 5 of our most popular blends.
Okay.
As you'll hear, MONQ I started the company with my family.
Oh, wow.
In a year and a half, we got very successful. We had some very good opportunities, and we ended up, as I mentioned before, with hundreds of thousands of people on our social media, selling thousands of these every week or so. And so we've ended up with more blends than this. We probably had at our maximum 20.
Oh, there's a lot.
Today's June 24th, which is an interesting day in the history of MONQ, because as we were getting hit by something called a valley, where drug dealers were putting poison in things that looked like this. So the FDA said, don't use things like this.
Yep.
And then there was COVID, and there were many other body blows to me into the company. So we've shrunk it down, but we are releasing 5 of our old blends today. And so if you go to the website,
today?
Literally, and that's why I mentioned the date,
Okay.
June 24th. If you go to the homepage today, it has Sexy is back.
Oh.
And you can feel happy, you can feel sexy.
Okay. What does that one entail?
I was upset with myself on the way up here when I realized I didn't bring any samples of it, and I'm sorry. But there's a lot of physiology that I'm probably better off not discussing, because the FDA doesn't want
yes,
me
that makes sense.
to make any medical claims.
Correct.
But it enhances your confidence. And
Okay.
so you walk into the club and you're sexy because you know who you are.
Ooh, I love this. Yeah.
And so that's one of the things. Another one being released today is Relieve. There's this thing called discomfort.
Okay. Yes.
And Relieve can help with discomfort.
Okay.
And in fact, Relieve has helped.
I love this. So if you were to go onto the MONQ website today and buy them, you have these 5 different blends, correct? Or there are more available?
We put the 5 I just mentioned live yesterday.
Okay. When you started this, obviously there was a lot of interest. Can you tell us about the early days, early traction, what happened when you released this?
So the early days, every week I went to my bank and I took money out to keep it alive. That's just how things like this work. And I had the fortunate experience of being an orthopedic surgeon, running a very successful practice, and I have had the ability to fund this myself.
Okay.
We've never had any investors. And that's one of the things I'd like to discuss with you is it's the right time for an investor, such as a tobacco company, such as a wellness company, such as a multinational food company, to be looking into us because we are truly an authentic, physician-founded wellness company that can help any of those and maybe other types of companies. But shortly after that, maybe a year and a half later, we became very busy and we've had many testimonials. Right now we have over 50,000 5-star reviews.
That's a lot.
I had this gentleman in charge of my marketing department who didn't know what a spreadsheet was and never used it, but he was pretty good with the camera and pretty good with some artistic. And he came up to me and said, Dr. Fishman, what's with this thing called Focus MONQ? I just spent 6 hours in front of a spreadsheet. I did a full week's worth of work on it today, and I hate spreadsheets.
Wow.
So that's a testimonial from an employee. He had something to gain, but I've known him for years. We have had people stationed in Iraq telling us, hey, this is a pretty stressful job.
You think?
And they would write handwritten notes that they would send to me saying that Zen Monk, which is one of the most popular, has allowed them to relax enough to at least survive this situation.
Unbelievable.
There are people who are afraid to go out in public. And we had a woman in the West Coast say that she hasn't seen her grandmother in years.
Oh, yeah.
She uses a MONQ personal aromatherapy diffuser, relaxes, can take a deep breath, can get in her car and drive. And so those are some singular testimonials. We have 50,000 that were mostly just clicked and written on our website. But we were doing so well that by 2018, and I had stopped practicing medicine by then.
Well, just to focus on this.
I went to yoga teacher training.
You were very cool.
Thank you.
It's very, because I think most doctors wouldn't do that.
Some doctors wouldn't. I actually happen to have met somebody at yoga teacher training.
Oh, I love that.
It's worked out very nicely.
It's very cool, though. Yeah.
And so it was actually, I'm digressing here, it was in yoga that I became most familiar with aromatherapy.
They use it.
You do your practice, you're down in Shavasana, and if you're lucky, somebody comes and puts a drop
I love
of
when they do
lavender.
that.
And it's like, wow. And so I decided, not at that instant, but at that situation, to start a company that was an aromatherapy company. Here it is, 2018. I'm making more money owning this new aromatherapy company than I did as the head of a 15-doctor orthopedic surgery practice that I had founded years ago. And
Unbelievable.
It was doing wonderfully well. And all of a sudden, the phone starts ringing off the hook.
Wow. Okay, so the early days were good. It picked up quickly, and people were interested right away, it seems like, especially because I said that earlier, but really I've never seen anything like it.
Right away, a year and a half of, we took pictures when we went to the post office to ship one of these to somebody. So we had those 18 months too.
Yeah, well, of course, but that's relatively quick for a brand new type of product. So that's amazing. So the people who buy MONQ, or they're interested in it, and you kind of touched on this just now with the employee and the woman who can go visit her grandmother. But what do you find that most of these people need from MONQ when they go to purchase it?
It's such a wide variety of specific needs. And so I'll put the umbrella category first. Last time I was here, there was a book on the shelf by Tony Robbins, and he talks about changing state. And I've been to some of it, and you go like this, and suddenly you become a different person. Not to be too hyperbolic, but it is my opinion that you can do the same thing by taking 2 breaths of one of these. You can change your state. You can improve your mood, you can get focused, you can start breathing in a relaxed fashion, you can help yourself fall asleep more easily. So it's a state-changing device. So I said we have a lot of names for it. It's a personal aromatherapy diffuser. I haven't talked about terpenes yet, but it's a terpene replacement device.
Okay.
And it's a device that can help you change your state. So if you're in Wall Street and your productivity and you want spreadsheets and you're doing mergers, you want Focus MONQ. Mm-hmm. If you have had a hard day and you want to relax after dinner, you can drink alcohol, which is maybe not my preference, or you can use Zen Monk to relax.
Way better.
It is a wellness device.
Okay, wellness device.
And
I like that.
It is, I think, a very, very effective, relatively inexpensive wellness device that you can use, you can share with friends, you can take on cruises, you can do anything you want.
So these tobacco companies, they called you, they contacted you. So why did you not close any of those deals?
A great question. I consider myself pretty modest, but I was walking, I walk a lot, and I'm walking, talking in a conference call, thinking that the 6 people on the other end of this line in a tobacco company that is selling more than $20 billion of tobacco a year collectively probably earn $20,000 an hour. I was talking with a mergers and acquisition head, the head of the legal, the head of their scientific advisory board, the hardware people. There were 6 people on the other end of the line, and I don't know what they earn, but you can estimate. And so they spent $100,000 of salaries over this maybe 5-hour phone call talking to me, and I knew that they were serious. There were many reasons why I haven't sold to this specific company. The reason was COVID came. They had told me, and I thought this was sort of an ironic sentence from a tobacco company, but I heard from all of them, we love you. You're obviously very well qualified to be doing what you're doing. We love the aromatherapy angle. We love the sleek design. We love the price point. We love the fact that it's been in business. We have to prove that it's safe. And I
They're
said,
the ones who have to prove
it was like, what? But over and over. So you'll recall, here it is in the beginning of 2020, there wasn't a lot of socialization.
Yeah, I think I remember.
The tobacco company was locked out of their laboratory.
Oh.
They couldn't prove it was safe.
Wow.
And a year later, they're onto other things. They're in chewing gum or whatever it is that they're looking at. And so that's an example of why it didn't sell.
Okay.
We ended up getting a patent infringement lawsuit. So I have said we haven't been sued. What I meant is we haven't been sued for any health issues. There is a company that asserts its intellectual property rights very aggressively.
Okay.
I didn't know this until I learned from the internet I was being sued. There's a chip in here, and there's a patent on that chip. What you'll notice that's different about this than many similar devices, you breathe, it turns on. There's no buttons to push.
No, I noticed that. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
That button cost me $600,000. I had $300,000 in legal fees.
Wow.
And a $300,000 settlement.
Over the button.
Over the button.
Wow.
However, the benefit, again, from an investment standpoint, if anybody wanted to make a device like this, they can go to the patent holder and try to license it. We have a lifetime perpetual license to produce this product and products like this without the button, because I paid the $300,000 to buy a no further fee license. So there's when it's cloudy weather, you look behind the cloud.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you kept going, and I do like that it doesn't have a button, actually. I think it makes it different and unique.
Not to reuse a word, but it's one of the sexy parts of this.
It's very sexy. It's very sexy. So you mentioned, amongst all of this, a valley.
So it was the summer of 2019.
Okay.
I'm selling these by the truckload, it seems. We are being distributed in retail establishment in dozens of countries around the world.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Things are going so well. I had done some work at the Nashville Entrepreneur Center. And they looked at me and said, Dr. Fishman, you're going to be our first unicorn.
Wow.
It was going that well.
Wow.
And then drug dealers took devices like this, put THC in it. So what?
So they would like spike them, basically, right?
And that wasn't the problem.
Okay.
The problem was they cut the drug with vitamin E acetate. You take vitamin E pills, it's a nice gooey substance, and you don't want it in your lungs. So these
Wow.
drug dealers were taking things that looked like this. MONQ was never, ever, ever implicated in any
So
way,
it didn't
shape,
even
or form.
involve MONQ, just other companies.
Positively not at all.
Okay.
But 60 people in this country died. Thousands of them got
I think I
hospitalization.
remember hearing about this.
And the FDA said, don't use anything that looks like this.
Of course.
We had a loyal customer following. So our sales went from 10 million to 5 million. I'm still doing okay.
Wow.
Facebook said, we don't want this on our platform. Google Ads said, we don't want this on our platform. Amazon said, we're not selling this anymore.
Yep.
And our sales just tanked.
That's
And then came
unbelievable.
COVID.
So it was a double whammy.
No, it's a quadruple whammy. I've gone over a few of them.
Okay, there's more. But no, I know I used to do a lot of marketing with my husband for companies that sell similar products that have other substances in them. And it's basically they treat you, it's really hard to advertise. And if you do get shut off those platforms, then those are your sales. So it's tough.
We had mentioned just before we started discussing this today that in the heyday,
Yeah.
we had 50 employees. I had an entire marketing department taking films. We had a social media calendar. We had videos, many videos that were seen by 10 or more people. And I remember the height was 30 million.
Wow.
And then you used a word that I don't use, and you can use it if you want, but we got throttled by Facebook.
Yes, that's what happens.
And suddenly it became difficult to get 1,000 people to see your product, to get 10 likes on it. I had an entire team of people responding individually, fingers on the keyboard, responding to social media comments.
They shadow banned you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what happens, even though they say they don't do that.
When I spoke with Facebook, they said, we don't use that
That's
word.
what they say. I know. I've had the same conversation. They're sneaky.
With the FDA saying don't use anything that looks like this, with COVID preventing a sale because they couldn't analyze it well enough, with the patent lawsuit. Again, I've never had an investor in this company.
Yeah, it's your
100%
personal,
of every penny of the gobs of money that this company has lost. I mean, I made gobs of money at the beginning, and it came from me. And then this June 2022 warning letter from the FDA. When I started this, I said, I'm going to take this seriously. I called a Washington, D.C. regulatory attorney and engaged them, paid the fee, and said, what can I say? What can't I say? What do I put on my website? Da, 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 da. And she said, Dr. Fishman, this is incredible. This is what I do for a living. And when somebody's running a $100 million company, they have a lot to lose, and they're really careful. I've never had a startup company be as careful as you have been.
That's good.
Except for the fact that I wasn't able to watch this employee destroy it all in a keystroke.
Yeah.
So I paid the fees to the lawyer,
Okay.
had the website perfectly constructed.
Okay.
Nobody ever heard of me from any Washington regulatory situations, et cetera, until June of the year 2022.
Okay.
And so I called the regulatory attorney and said, what happened? He says, well, this is obvious. You take your website down. And so we were getting 300,000 visitors organically a month.
That's a lot.
I had I called it the library department. I had 5 full-time writers before AI, sitting with typewriters, doing research, writing articles. I had 1,750 blog articles that generated a tremendous amount of traffic. And overnight it came down.
So the whole website was taken down?
The front page was there, and the products were there, and we put the disclaimer back. But that was another one of the body blows. So these tobacco companies that had been talking about investing, and I'm not going to give exact numbers, but I'll give ranges, tens of millions of dollars for a minority position, suddenly said, you're not selling anything. Let's reconsider this.
Okay.
We've hit bottom. We've bounced, and I'm ready to start those conversations.
Let's go.
I like this.
I love it. I'm amped up.
But you said that you're a comedian. Was that a joke, or are you ready to?
No. Am I ready to do what? I am a comedian in my other. I have a split personality. So sometimes comedy, sometimes this stuff.
Good.
But so we're back in business. The website's up. This is your official. I don't want to say relaunch because it's been up, right?
It's been up.
Okay.
The video that was taken here in this room has been seen 130,000 times.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's not the old numbers, But
And they're always changing the algorithms. I will say, though, I did check out your social media, and it really caught my attention, and I thought it was very well done, and it really made me want to use this product.
You want to hear the funny thing about it?
Sure.
I used to have an entire marketing department. Right now, our social media department is being run by an orthopedic surgeon.
It's you. Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes you got to do that, and you can, then
you do what you have to do.
Yeah, and then you come back. So a lot of founders during all of this would have walked away. It's very frustrating. There's lots of ups and downs. It's like, you run into one thing after another. So what kept you going?
MONQ works. In 2014, I was in San Francisco, and not to be sacrilegious, but I said, I believe in MONQ. I believe that MONQ is going to help the world. Nothing has changed that opinion. It is amazingly effective. Another thing, I'm a surgeon. You have a problem in the operating room, you don't get up and leave.
Yeah, troubleshoot.
You stick there and you fix it. And so it's taken me 6 years to fix it, but we've hit bottom. We are no longer losing money. I lost money for 6 years. Wow. It hurt because it was all my money.
Of course.
But I'm still here, still in business, growing. I want to continue working with MONQ for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Under the care, under the umbrella of a large entity that realizes what I've built, that has the funds to do it properly.
You mentioned a large customer base. So what would you say that represents as an asset to you?
So we've sold to more than 1 million people.
Which is amazing.
Thank you, social media companies, for preventing me from contacting them the way they expect to be contacted, which is organic social media posts. We not infrequently get a comment on an Instagram post or a Facebook post I might put up. Wow, I remember you. I loved your product in the teens and the early 20s. I didn't know you were still in business. I never hear from you. That's an asset.
Okay.
We can get in touch with them.
Yes. And then you have that customer base for however long. Would you be worried, or have you been worried? And I'm sure it's trademarked, etc. Is there a way for another company to copy what MONQ does?
Oh, that's a funny story. So, the name MONQ is trademarked. We have a patent on something called a no-heat nebulizer, where, if you're asthmatic and you have one of these things, but that looks like a medical device. So we have a patent. It doesn't look exactly like this, but it looks like a diffuser, a little bigger, and it can nebulize albuterol if you're asthmatic, for instance.
Oh.
So we have other assets. We have what's in my mind, and I'll get to that in a second. But here it is, 2016 maybe, and I notice a website that's selling devices that look like ours. That's funny. And they have venue in Palm Beach County. They copied our website word for word, including venue.
Wow.
And it was just an amazing experience. So I contacted them and said, maybe you want to
It's pretty
take your... Yes.
Risky. Like, that's pretty presumptuous. You could just, obviously you're going to get called out.
So they're not in business anymore, but we've had people call us and say, hey, how do you do this? And I'm an open book, and I told them, and I shouldn't have.
You'll tell them? Wow.
So we've had, I didn't give my exact formulas,
right,
but we have competitors. I don't think we have any competitors that have the intellectual capacity to bring this that big. And so I was talking about that $20,000 an hour conversation. And they asked me to put together a business plan. So I said, hey, here's how we're going to go from $10 million to $20 million. And they said, Dr. Fishman, we're sorry. We can't count that low. It doesn't move the needle. It doesn't matter unless you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So I had a wonderful week sitting there typing up on my laptop how to bring MONQ to a multi-$100 million company. I will divulge it to anybody who signs an NDA. I'm not going to talk about it here, but I'll touch on it. I've come up with a number of concepts. Terpene deficiency. So if anybody listening has smoked weed, there's terpenes. Terpenes don't only exist in cannabis. There's about 40,000 different named terpenes, and they have beneficial physiological effects. There's a Japanese term, shinrin-yoku. In English, it's forest bathing or forest therapy. If you walk into a forest, your blood pressure goes down, your cortisol level goes down. And I'm not talking about MONQ. You walk into a forest. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's the sensory, it's the touching the bark, but a big part of it is smelling.
Japan, they prescribe it.
Yes. 1978, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Watashi wa nihongo dekimasu. I taught myself Japanese once upon a time.
Of course you did.
And so it's a fascinating culture. And they have documented tremendous numbers of different medical benefits. And I believe strongly that a meaningful part of that is that you're not breathing in terpenes. And so it's an evolutionary issue. Just like the saline level in our blood is similar to the ocean, we evolutionarily were breathing terpenes in the woods, in the savannas, in the fields, hundreds of thousands of years. And now suddenly you rip yourself out and you're in Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's polluted, and maybe more important, there's no, they're called secondary metabolites, the fragrances that are produced by plants.
Okay.
So one way of considering this would be a terpene replacement device. We've had these analyzed. You pay somebody $10,000 who has a lot of fancy equipment, and they give you pages and pages and pages of every single thing that's in here. And I had it done to make sure it's not toxic. And I remember in one instance many years ago, he said, "Wow, Zen Monk, this is the cleanest device I've ever tested."
Wow.
That's not what I'm here to address. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of different terpenes in here. I don't want to talk about my diet too much because I had waffles and ice cream for breakfast this morning.
That sounds
but
good.
there's this thing called paleo diet.
Yes,
and you
very familiar.
eat the way our ancestors ate, and there's no gluten, no processed foods. And I said I don't eat like that just to point out that I am aware of it but don't follow it. But I came up with a term that is similar. Instead of paleo diet, paleo air.
Oh.
And with this device, even if you live in Manhattan, you can breathe the way our ancestors breathed.
That's good marketing.
I got a trademark on the term.
You did? Okay, I was like, I like that.
and so something I touched on earlier, you can go to any of a number of different aromatherapy companies, buy a bottle of lavender or ylang ylang and use it, and it's helpful. And it has terpenes.
Okay.
However, our ancestors didn't grow up in lavender fields. They grew up in natural communities that had a wide variety of different plant materials. So in here, and I don't know the exact number, but we've got a dozen or 15 different essential oils in each of these blends. So you're not getting just the terpenes from one essential oil,
Okay, it's a
but
mixture.
from a blend. And I believe that that's yet another reason that our product is effective.
Yeah.
And so could somebody copy my website? Yes, I've proven it to myself. It's
Right.
already happened. Can somebody sell liquids in a device that looks like this? Yes. Is somebody else Dr. Fishman with a dozen years of thinking about this, being obsessed with it? And I told you about terpene deficiency. I haven't told you about one of the things I put in this multi-hundred terpene subtraction theory. And there's a tremendous number of ways of expanding upon the now solid foundation that we have to turn this into a unicorn.
Wow. Wow.
It needs fuel. It needs somebody,
right.
somebody who can say, "Fishman, go."
Would you ever go on Shark Tank?
We were invited,
Okay.
and I don't like to waste my time. So we had a number of conversations, and I said, "This is great. We have a perfect product for you.
Right.
See if the network will allow you to show it." And they said, "Oh, that's a good point." They called me back and said, "Dr. Fishman, thank you. We're saving us from wasting a lot of time. We would love to put you on Shark Tank. The network will not show it."
Are you serious?
This was about 9 or 10 years ago. I'm
Wow.
dead serious.
Because that'd be a perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. That's really frustrating. But you know, it wasn't meant to be then. Wasn't meant to be.
I tell a lot of people that I had tremendous and still have tremendous respect for my dad. He lived to 102. He was driving and bicycling at 99. And he was a bit of a stoic. And he says, he loved boating, and he'd go out on the water and say, "Man against the sea." And, whatever comes, that's my current situation. I'm going to go forward.
Yep. I love that.
And so I've had some
That's what it is.
wonderful experiences. And I've had, I've told you about some situations I would prefer not to have happened. But it's interesting, as I was preparing for talking today, I was thinking what would be different. And I have a good life. I've produced, I think, a wonderful product. There's still a tremendous future. But we've had 1 million people maybe a couple million people benefit from this.
That's the biggest thing.
It's not the biggest thing.
Okay.
The biggest thing would have been if I had sold to a tobacco company or even gotten investment in a tobacco company. It could have been tens and tens of millions of people.
Well, you still got time.
But so I've lost those 6 years of getting that type of expansion.
Yeah, but you think we can hit
You're
it
part
now.
of the team.
We can hit it now, right?
You're on the team.
No, I mean, I think it's an amazing product. And obviously, it's a ton of potential. And like you said, nobody can copy it because they don't even have there's a lot going on that goes into this.
There's a lot that I won't talk about today about where this company can go.
You mentioned a data and automation infrastructure. So how does that play with an investor?
I had 50 employees. I am single-handedly accomplishing what 40 of them used to do.
Wow.
With OpenClaw attached to Claude.
Yeah, okay.
And I spend $1,000 a month on the service to keep it running. And we could but do not use artificial intelligence to make pictures of our stuff. I tried it and they came out that people are smoking out. And
it's weird. They're getting like a weird finger.
And I use the word smoking just to be clear. There's no way to smoke this. But weird fingers, a taxi cab going the wrong way.
Yeah, they always do weird stuff.
So I don't use it for that.
Okay.
But we have tens of thousands of still images taken by professional photographers, most of whom were my staff, but many of whom were influencers. And I do use OpenAI to crop them, to put text on it, to concatenate them into a video, et cetera, et cetera. And it is so efficient that we can produce a substantial amount of social media. I have staff, I have people who are helping, but there's the production of content. We just brought back 5 new products. Sexy and Relieve are released already. Forest and Fresh are coming later this week.
Oh, okay.
And July 3rd, Peace.
Ooh.
And it takes hours and hours and hours to produce a web page with the images and the content and the meta fields and the theme modifications. Or it takes 5 minutes. You just give OpenClaw permission.
Yep.
And it's not perfect. And you look at what it does and you say, how did this happen? And so you have to look at what comes out. But the ability to maintain the infrastructure is done by automation. The ability to interact with the outside world is being done in part by automation. Yeah. And it's, amazing. As your husband says, fascinating.
Oh, that's all I hear about. I know, because it really is. It's revolutionary. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is revolutionary.
So what would you say the right investor or partner looks like to you?
Someone who sees my vision.
Very important.
It's not somebody who wants cash flow.
Okay.
There's no meaningful cash flow right now. It's no longer losing money. In fact, it's making money.
Okay.
And I'm very proud to have gotten through these 6 years of difficulty and still being standing at the other end of it. Somebody will need to understand that what you see right here is 10% of what's up here and be interested and willing to fund, if not all of it, at least some of it. Some of the things that we can do with this cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of the things we can do with this cost tens of millions of dollars to accomplish. And I have those sketched out. I know what needs to be done. I talked to you about terpene subtraction theory. Those are the types of things. And ideally, they want to work with me because I'm still young and healthy and active, and I got a million. And I am not going to commit to not working with OpenClaw, but I'm willing to commit to somebody who wants to come in and take this company over, that I will give them free reign. You run it.
Wow.
I'll open the books. I'll open the formulas. I'll tell you everything I know, and I will hope that you want to listen to me tell you about some things that can be done in the future.
Okay. So you heard it. Now reach out.
The door is open.
What would an acquisition look like?
In the past, I've been interested in having an investor come in.
Okay.
I'm not saying I wouldn't be willing to have that happen, but an acquisition would be a billion-dollar company.
Yeah. Acquiring MONQ.
$25 billion company, acquiring all of it.
Yeah.
Putting me in a consulting contract, and
you'd be okay with that?
I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with alternatives, but I'm 10 years older than I was when I started this company.
Yeah, you're open.
I'm open to alternatives, but somebody can buy it, and I hope they want to listen to me
Yeah,
give them
they better.
ideas. Not tell them what to do.
Right, but
give them ideas.
it's your brainchild, so you'd expect that for sure. So for wellness investors specifically, what do you want them to know about this product?
One, I've mentioned already. Millions sold, never a meaningful health claim. Two, so it's, I'm a physician. I believe in science. And when you do research, you do a double-blind study. You give somebody the active ingredients, and you give somebody a placebo.
I remember this from chemistry.
How do you do a double-blind study trying to find out if lavender on your pillow helps you sleep better? Hi, I'm not telling you whether or not you're smelling lavender.
Right.
It can't be done.
Yeah.
So the science behind aromatherapy is hamstrung because of the foundational problem that you can't be doing double-blind studies.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I believe in the effectiveness, the efficiency, the thousands of years of history, and there are other ways of trying to produce blends that are effective. I don't recall if it's here. Yes, I have Focus. So we've applied for a patent on Focus Monk.
Okay.
And we believe it helps you see better.
And
Like
visually?
Visually.
Wow.
And I can't say that it helps your eyesight. I can say that you can concentrate more so things become more clear.
You're more aware of,
In case it isn't obvious, I wear glasses. I go get my eyes refracted every year. I got to know, I lived in Nashville for some years, and I got to know the optometrist, and I said, hey, I took the 11 o'clock spot because I saw you don't have anybody here at 11:30. Can I switch seats with you?
Oh.
And I did. And I gave her Focus Monk.
Oh, that's cool.
And I did the refraction. And she saw an extra line.
Really?
That was my experience.
Was she blown away?
Yes. The ability, you're familiar with the flow state?
Yeah.
She sent me high.
I'd love to reach it at some point, yeah.
Focus, when appropriate to take, can be a wonderful. I told you about our marketing guy. I won't put too much color around what I thought about how he did things, but a guy who hated spreadsheets, 6 hours in front of a spreadsheet.
That's amazing.
The devices are aptly named. They're named with intention, and Focus Monk helps you focus.
Wow. It's really, I want to try all of them. Okay, so if you were to make a direct pitch to tobacco or consumer goods executives, what would you say to them?
We have a tried and true wellness product produced by a company with a 12-year history of integrity and a tremendous runway of new ideas, new products, and I would be open to sharing all of it with you as a wellness participant in what you're doing.
I love it. It'd be good for them. Just saying. Okay. What does MONQ look like in 5 years if everything goes right?
These ideas I won't tell you about have been implemented.
Okay.
And it's just a thriving company like it was 8 years ago.
I love it.
And better.
I love it. I feel like it's going to be. So we've covered a ton of ground. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about MONQ or where things stand?
If you want to learn more about it, one of the better transactions I've done in my life was buying the domain monk.com.
Great.
And so I did that just before we started this company.
We'll link it below. MONQ.
And so it's an acronym.
Okay.
Most people don't know what the word qualia means, but I've studied a lot of philosophy, a lot of neuroscience, and it's the first person singular. So this shirt is white. This jacket looks blue, and it probably looks blue to you, and it looks blue to me, but it's impossible to tell if we're having the same experience of blueness. That's the concept of qualia.
Oh, very cool.
MONQ is an acronym, Modified Observation of Natural Qualia.
Very cool.
It is our belief that you can change your state, you can change your experience of the world. And we talk about it, and most people are not too interested in the concept, but you can go to monk.com
Okay.
and learn about the product.
Okay.
And I would encourage you to, I'm not a salesperson, I'm a company founder, but I would encourage you to see if there's one that suits your demeanor, suits your goals, suits what you want, and try it. And if you're a tobacco company executive, I've spoken with, I just, as I was getting ready for today, I went back on my LinkedIn, and I'm still linked in with the CEOs of an amazing number of different tobacco executives. Wow. Come and find me.
There you go. I love it. Last question. What do you want people to do after they watch this?
Well, I've already mentioned one, which is go to the website.
And social media, great social media.
Love it if you help with social media so that we don't.
I followed you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I think we've covered it.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this has been a pleasure. I learned a lot, and I'm very excited for you because I think this is an incredible product. Before I even met you, I was like stalking all of your stuff because I thought it was really, really cool. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be back for more. This is the 33480 podcast. I'm your host, Megan Nager, and see you soon.